The Louie T Network is powered by MusicHead University. MusicHeads, classes in session. Turn me up. Enroll on YouTube now. Link is in the description.
Oh. Aha! Who else could it be? For me, your man, Louie T, here on Seawall Wednesdays, featuring our favorite Commanders beat reporter from Bowie TV, Candi Waller. Candi, how are you doing this fine July 22nd, merely 2 days before the rookies report to training camp?
I'm chilling. I'm doing good.
That is exactly what she just said to me, literally 30 seconds ago backstage. I'm chilling. I'm just chilling around in my chair, relaxing, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. How have you enjoyed your downtime?
I mean, I've been spending a lot of time with family. I've been with family. Awesome. I've gotten the opportunity to celebrate like an aunt and an uncle's surprise 70th birthday party. So I was with them. One of my nieces got married in Daytona Beach. I was with, them all weekend. I was with family for the last week on my mom's side for a family reunion, but spent the whole week just seeing family, chilling, going to some of my favorite spots in the area as well, because I've been outside, but not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I was like chilling. My hair wasn't done. Like I was outside.
Look, man.
Just like,
that's how it be sometimes, right? That's how it be sometimes. Shout out to family, man. Round of applause for family, man. Family time is the best. I'm glad you had an opportunity to just see the fam, kind of slow down from the hustle and bustle that is the National Football League and the Commanders and all that brings, to just get away, unplug for a little while, and kind of get back to the things that matter the most. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you had a chance to do that, that you've been inside, but not really inside, or outside, not really outside, like kind of doing a little bit of both. That's beautiful. Exactly. And now we're getting dangerously close to when the rookies report, but when the real action starts, when the vets show up on the 28th, right?
Yeah.
So
when did they there? No, the 24th, and the veterans are 28th. Yes.
Yeah. So what does the rookies showing up? What does that really entail? Do you actually know what that means? What are those 4 days, that gap between when the rookies show up and the veterans show up? What is that actually? What are they doing that entire time?
I think they're just like leadership, player development, just that kind of, another official welcome to the NFL, because now you in the trenches. Like, it's real now. I mean, it wasn't, not that it wasn't real before, but it's like really understanding a lot of the rules, policies, all that of the NFL, like no gambling, no this, no that, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
And just getting acclimated.
You're right. You know why? Because I don't think all of those guys go through like the NFLPA rookie symposium, because you didn't get drafted.
Correct.
So those undrafted guys, some of those guys probably didn't experience all of that. So it's a great time to go through all of that with them, to the particulars of some of the things that they may have missed, or going over it again never hurts. And then I guess also letting them know what they're in for, what to expect. Here's what we're going to do. This is what you guys need to be. Okay. Yeah, getting them acclimated. Because I'm like, 4 days is a pretty significant amount of time. Like normally it's like 2 days. Okay, rookies show up here. 2 days later, the veterans show up and they get to work. But 4 days seems a bit much.
Yep.
But there are a lot of young players on this team as opposed to last year. It's a lot of young guys this year. It feels like more so than the first 2 years when this group was together. So maybe that makes for the extra time. So the veterans show up on the 28th. Do they still do conditioning tests? Do you know if they still do conditioning tests?
For sure.
Okay.
That's conditioning day.
Okay. So you show up, you get the conditioning out of the way, make sure everybody's in shape. We all remember that how Albert Hainsworth situation where he couldn't pass the conditioning test for like the first 3-4 days. Then the 29th is when they really hit the field and start practice for training camp.
Yep.
And then it just starts. So my first question to you, Candi, is you get out there on July 29th for the first training camp practice, and your first immediate thing that you're going to be focused in on, as you know, they get through the stretching, the bags drill, all that good stuff. They do their indie work, and then they hit the field for team activities. And I guess early on, it'll probably be them focusing on certain pockets, you know, red zone, goal line. They'll probably break it into that. But what's the first thing you're honing in on overall? Because there's one thing that me and you have talked about that you've talked about a lot, and I want to talk about that because I don't think we've talked about that. And when I say we, I'm talking about the Commander fan base as a community. This is not something that we've discussed really at all. So when I hear you talk about it so much, I'm like, that's really interesting. It's a different take because a lot of people aren't really talking about that. We will put a pin in that and come back to that later. The first thing that you're going to be focused in on as this team hits the field for, 11 on 11 work. And obviously they won't have pads on still. That's when the real practice begins. But what would be one of the first things that you'll be focused in on?
So this is just a couple. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know if this is public knowledge or not. So we'll start going out there on Monday, not for practice, right? This is just for even we got rules and stuff.
Okay, so y'all have a bit of a
training camp.
Yes.
Yep. So, party kind of over for me on Sunday. I'm like, Sunday.
Now you gotta go to sleep early, get ready.
You feel like you gotta go to work the next day. That's really hot.
Well, so you're not really gonna enjoy this weekend for real because you're gonna be thinking about, man, I gotta go back to work on Monday.
And I have a bunch of stuff to do this week. This is very interesting. I'm like, yo, what is this? And so, but it's in the afternoon, and then there's a pre-camp press conference. They've done that before on the 28th. So we'll be there on the 27th. The 28th, we'll be there on the 27th. And then the 28th, and then practice is on the 29th. Okay. So I just wanted to give that other context, everybody. So the 27th might be all fun and games though. We might not really be taking that too seriously. So 28th will be work. For sure. Yeah. Think about it orientation, the school, you were there just to see all your friends, and then you gotta
question. Okay, this is off. This is off. This has nothing to do with nothing, but since you brought it up, you referenced orientation. If you have new people on the beat, right? New reporters on the beat, is this when you guys meet them for the first time?
Yes, and everybody there will be for sure. There'll be some returning, for sure.
Interesting.
Not necessarily my business too, but
right. So if somebody's new to the beat, they wouldn't have been there during OTAs and all that stuff. It's now. This is it. Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. It really does because now
new or returning. I'll say that new or returning.
Right. Okay. You made me think about something in my head. I'm not gonna say it out loud. You made me think of something out loud. But that's dope. So the first thing that you'll be looking for on the 29th when they hit
on the 29th.
Yes.
On the 29th.
Will be what?
Who looks different? I do this thing where it's who looks different. Right? I look at how people look, the players, right? I'd almost gotten kind of good at this, if I must say so myself, of figuring out based on how people I do this during OTAs as well, but it's harder during OTAs because that's an off period too, right? So then it's these 5 weeks, I know when they have their family and friends come out to the park or the last day of mandatory minicamp. I know Coach Quinn, and he shared this in his press conference at the end of minicamp, they talk to the families, they talk to players hey, everybody's got to be bought in. It's all, enjoy yourself, but stay focused because a lot can happen in 38, 39 days. A lot can happen. Right. So I will be looking at who looks different, right? Who is transformer type, who got more lean, who, based on what I would think they were told by staff to work on during this time period. So I immediately go to that. And then one of the things that I know I've been talking about is, all right, who are the leaders? Who right now?
That was the thing I was gonna go to.
And
I was pulling the pen out. So talk about it.
Yep. So like definitely physically. I know people are like, Candi, you looking at these players? No, I'm looking at what they look like because it's a thing. Like, oh wow,
sure.
this person. I mean, remember, not so much in like the Jaden way. Remember when Jaden first came back last year, everybody was like, oh,
he got bigger, he got stronger. Yeah.
But I do this with everybody, like just paying attention. And based on the notes that I had of what I felt like where things stood, because there was a lot of focus on the depth piece of it. So that's what I'm looking for, you know, with the mandatory, you know, in minicamp when they separated folks. I'm looking for who are the leaders. So we know Josh Harris, Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels. That was always a question of who are the leaders. You never really knew. I mean, you would say like Jonathan Allen or what have you, but you didn't really know. It never stood out.
Yeah. When
this era started, you knew because Jonathan Allen was still there. Right. I don't know. I hope I might have to write myself a note because I had thought about something from the 2024 season. It was involving Jonathan Allen. Like, you know, it wasn't so bad. He was pretty good until he got hurt. Right. So, but because of everyone they signed, you kind of knew, right? Like
Bobby and Zach in particular.
Bobby, Zach. I even give some credit to Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler, I'm about to say, don't forget about Eckler. You know?
Yeah, you knew, like, oh, okay. They got some people in here. So you almost knew to expect a different level of approach to all of this, which was seen immediately. It was different, right? Now, last year, you still have those people, right? Then it's like, you know, the Terry drama was still going on at the time. But then I remember clearly seeing like Dietrich Wise.
I was, oh my God, Candi, get out of my head. I was about to say, you know who's going to be one of those guys that steps up? Dietrich Wise.
It has to be. So it was like Dietrich, I was like, okay, they got another one. They got another one right there.
And then he got hurt.
This guy. Then he got hurt. And then I saw it even a little bit in Jonathan Jones, right? It's a thing. It's an aura. It's a thing. Like people who have been on championship teams and function as a leader on said team. That's the thing. Like it's championship teams, yes, but what was your role on that championship team? Does that make sense? Like you could have been on that team, but that doesn't mean you operated as one of the leaders.
Right.
Of that team. So I could clearly see, it. It was so abundantly clear. That is what I'm looking for. And a lot of times, you all, it's not about the loudest people in the room because these gentlemen that I have just named, they're not loud at all. They're not loud, but their behavior was impactful, if that makes sense. Right? Because sometimes people think when you're yelling and you're doing all this and the third. I mean, hey, Eric Bieniemy used to yell all practice long, and we know how that turned out, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, just the loudest in vocal volume doesn't necessarily mean the loudest in impact.
Right.
And that is what I am looking for. Now, who would I expect? Who do I think should have all the free reign in the world to now go forth and prosper? Okay, let's see it, right? But that is what I'm going to be looking for.
Okay. Sure. So that's Candi, you're such a professional because literally that was the pen, right? You pulled the pen out. Leadership was where I was going to go eventually down the road with you because we've had so many conversations about leadership. Not that there's a lack of it, but there's a void that has to be filled because of the departure of some veterans that had carried that mantle for the last 2 years. And we expect Jaden to take on a much bigger role now.
That's right.
Whether he's ready for it or not, this is what it entails, playing that position. But I want to play a game with you based off of leadership. Okay. So we've had conversations. I think we've even had these conversations on the show before. One of the biggest things we talked about from a leadership standpoint was when they went out for the coin toss or the playoffs, basically, when DQ named the leaders, the captains, if you will, for the playoffs. That would be essentially who the captains were the entire season. If we were to come up with captains with C's on the chest, which they don't do here, right? They do weekly captains.
They don't do it, right? That's right.
But if they were to do it, those would have been the guys, right?
That's
we would assume that. So I want you to make a new list. If the playoffs started tomorrow and DQ was going to have to put 5 guys to walk out, or 6, I think the number's 5, right? I think it was 5. It was Reeves. It was Bobby. It was Zach. It was Reeves. It was Jaden, and it was Terry, right? Just those 5. If I'm not missing it. Was Tress out there with them? It wasn't Tress too. Okay, it was just those 5.
Revo was the
yeah.
It was
yeah. So give me 5 guys that you think would assume that new leadership role on this team.
So the players, the players voted.
Right.
Yep. DQ didn't do that. They picked, and they had an honorary captain who was Doug Williams.
Correct.
They voted for all of that. The players did. So I think Terry, Revo, Jaden still stand.
That's what I say. Those 3. Boom.
Those 3 still stand. I know who was a close one but didn't get it for the captains of the postseason, and that is Frankie Louie.
Okay.
So
DQ did mention him as a guy that he liked his, I guess, communication and leadership but it was sort of a soft acknowledgement of, hey, he stepped up, Mikey stepped up as well. Those were the 2 names of the guys that he said stepped up. So you think Frankie almost made it? Would that mean he would be ready to be that guy this time?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's, yep, I hope. So it's like.
So that would be 4.
That would be 4. So the 5th one, I'm like, I don't know. So I've been thinking about this, right? Like I have, because there could be, going back to Dietrich, right? There could be a case easily for Dietrich over Frankie, but I just know I've watched Frankie now. I've gotten to know that linebacker room pretty closely, so I'm like, default Frankie, because he almost made, he almost got it, but he didn't, but I'm thinking one of the new guys is going to have to be, whether it's surprisingly, I keep going to Rashad. I keep going to Rashad, actually.
Really?
I know, right?
Really?
I keep going to Rashad.
What makes you go to him?
It's something. So, and I want to know your name, your person too.
Okay, I'll give you mine after you tell me why you
into my kind of notes. I said I wasn't even going to look at my notes, but let's go ahead and be transparent about something. I think I told you, I'm not watching that Diami video. I got tricked into watching the Diami video.
Oh, you did watch it. Yeah.
I won my 16 minutes and 59 seconds. No. It was cool. It was fine. I'm being so shady. I'm being so shady. When I see all of these people next week, I'm gonna be all smiling and all.
Yeah, you got some extra ammo. You watched the video. You be like, yeah, I saw you on there.
I was like, give me my time back. How did I get tricked into doing this? This is what I said I didn't want in my life. But anyway.
Yeah. I'm so mad Candi wanted her time back. That's great.
But it was cool. I enjoyed it. I was like, okay. Some things I'll say out loud, others keep myself. But it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. But I just wanted to be out of sight, out of mind with people. But, such is life. But I had put in my notebook, I was observing Rashad one day, and I was like, he's very comfortable here. And then it didn't have anything to do, from what I could tell, it didn't have anything to do with Jaden. Like, he is he is charting his own path, his own situation here, right? Everybody knows that he's friends with Jaden, yes, but he is making it a point to communicate and be with others often.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watched it, I literally just watched it. It was like last night. I was like, I cannot believe I got tricked into this. So like, this is how sometimes you chill too hard, people.
Yeah.
You just be like, oh,
that was a good decision, Candi.
Watch this real quick. Watch this real quick. Turn it on. Wait, thought I didn't want to watch this.
Yeah, you wasn't supposed to watch it. You said you weren't gonna watch it.
I was making all kinds of petty comments. Does anybody want me to watch this because Jay's wearing a Juju shirt? Is this why I'm supposed to be watching this?
No,
like,
but that was a part of the conversation. But no, that was not why.
But no, because now I'm in use your clues mode, and I was like, hey, Rashad was in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
I would put him out there, and another name that just popped up. Honestly, Amik Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Amik working a lot with Diami, with Mikey, with Quantrez Knight for long extended periods of time after practice.
Yeah.
And even when we talked to him in a scrum during, I don't know, OTAs or mandatory camp, maybe it was OTAs, he just talked about how much he loves the game. He would do it for free.
Yeah.
And he loves the work. So those are two new guys that I'm like, Again, Frankie, of course, Sonny. I mean, but Jaden was a rookie in this role.
Yep.
But the way he played, like,
it almost forced him.
It just,
and the position he plays too, but he was so good.
The quarterback, but he was was just that good. And it was like, of course he's one. But then I go back to the reasoning behind, because I talked to a lot of the players, why they chose the post captain, the captains of the post, like why, how they won. Of course it's energy, of course it's intensity across the board with Zach and Bobby. It was like their careers are, were admired, and how they approached everything. From the time they got to the building, to the time they got to, to the film room and the study room, to the time they were in the locker room, to the time they were in rehab, like every single thing they did, these guys watched them and was like, I want to be able to do that. Not when I get their age, but I want to be able to do that now. Like they changed behaviors in that locker room. Like that's what the players told me. Like watching these two made me want to do X. So I'm like, okay, that's the thing. What is it? What are the behaviors that people are doing or players are doing that they say, you know what, I want to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that, And so that's what I'm going to be looking for. But I threw out some other names. We'll see. But who were some of the names you had?
Amik is a really good one because I listened to him talk a bunch of times this offseason, but he literally, I think he was at like an event a few days ago, and he talked about how he feels like he can be himself here in Washington. He feels like he can be a leader in the locker room, because he said in Detroit, he was new. He didn't want to step on any toes, kind of wanted to just fit in. Now, he sees that cornerback room, it has no direction. Like there's no leader in that room.
He has to, right.
And so he feels like I can step in and be a leader amongst those guys in that room and take charge and be the guy that they look to. And so that's a really good one. And he's not afraid of that role. I think he wants to be in a leadership role. So he wouldn't surprise me. I always feel like guys that you put in those roles should be guys that are gonna be here, right? It shouldn't exclude guys on 1-year deals, because Bobby was on a 1-year deal, Zach was on a 1-year deal when those guys were captains, but you had the sense that these guys are gonna be back, right? They were gonna be back at least for 1 more year. But I always feel like when you start crowning captains, you want guys that are gonna be here year after year after year. You don't want guy that's here for a 1-year contract and then next year he's gone, even though he can have a massive impact, but Jaden, Terry, and Revo, all are guys that have been here and are going to continue to be here at least for the next 2 years minimum. I think we're going to see Revo and Terry here for at least 2 more years. Obviously, Jaden here for the long haul. I think Frankie's on the last year of his deal. There's no guarantee that he's back next year, but he's a guy that's been here. I could see him being someone that they lean on to show everybody what the culture is and how we do things here and what's expected of you. But another guy that I feel like 1-year deal, which is why I think Amik is a good one because he signed a 2-year deal. So he's going to be here for at least 2 more years, possibly longer, is Charles Amenahu. I think he's another guy that, because he's been on Super Bowl winning teams, he's been on good teams, he played with Patrick Mahomes. I think he's another guy that possibly is in that locker room that has a voice that people might gravitate towards, and he's a veteran. Been on 3 different teams, been to the Super Bowl with 2 different teams, won a Super Bowl, won I think multiple Super Bowls now, if not mistaken. And he gives me those Dietrich Wise vibes, right? Of a guy that's just been around the block, seen a lot, been to the mountaintop, and knows what it looks like, if that makes sense. I think part of the allure of Bobby and Zach, I guess, for that matter, Bobby's a gold jacket, a future first ballot Hall of Famer. But so that just gave him automatic, credentials as soon as he walked in. But what I think stamped it for him and Zach, really, outside of them just being guys who have done it for a long time at a high level, is the fact that they both have seen what it takes to win a Super Bowl. And that resonates with players. When you've done it at a high level and you've won a Super Bowl and you've seen what it looks like, especially with a team like this one where most of the guys haven't seen a lot of winning. That 2024 season was huge for so many reasons, because without that season, for the guys that are here, without that season, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Fall back on. There's nothing. The cupboard's completely empty without 2024. So that at least gave those guys a taste of what it's like to win and win big. But they are now looking for the guys that can help them get over the hump. And I think guys like Charles Amenahu, to your point, guys like Dietrich Wise, guys who have won. And I feel like that's been a huge part of this offseason as well. Even a Kayvon Chason, he didn't win, but he went to Super Bowl last year. You know what I mean? You're bringing in guys that either saw what it looked like up close and personal or have experienced it. I think that's big for what they're trying to build also in this locker room. So that would be another name I would throw out there. But I think Amik is another one to watch very closely when you talk about leadership. He seems like a guy that could definitely assume that role, and especially in a room like the cornerback room where there's not a lot of there's a lot of youth. And then the veterans that they brought in here, those are stopgap veterans, right? Witherspoon, Rasul Douglas, assuming the signing happens. These are stopgaps. These are guys just to get you through this season. You know what I mean? So that's going to be really interesting. A guy that you talked about looking at guys' physiques and how guys return if they're in shape. A guy that has really this guy's in phenomenal shape is Nick Cross. I saw him again. He was working out with what's the safety the Cowboys took in the first round out of Ohio State? Caleb Downs. He was working out with Caleb Downs, and he posted a picture on IG. This dude is chiseled, bro. When I tell you, I think he's going to be one of the biggest, I don't want to call him a surprise. I think a lot of people feel like he can be really good, but I think he's going to be, I've called him the best value free agent acquisition. I think he can do so many things, and he takes this seriously. I can tell you that much.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Now going back to Charles Amenahu, when he first got here in his signing press conference, I asked him about I don't even know how I actually said it. I said it a lot better than I'm about to right now, I think. But it was like, what is a thing or some of the things that teams that consistently win, what do they do? And he said discipline. And I immediately was like, ring, 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 ring. Because I remember one day I asked Coach Quinn last training camp. I was like, look, Coach, I know the answer. I have answers, but I want you to say it. What is it? Like, if Bobby and Zach aren't here to coach, even though they end up kind of doing it, if that makes sense, from a peer, player to player, but that's not what they were here to do. What is it about them that you say they must be in this locker room while we're still building this culture, still building this team, and still trying to win championships? The first word he said was discipline. And then he went on to talk about each one of them and how they displayed and gave examples of the discipline that they both what they both exhibit. Charles O'Menahue said that. I immediately remembered what Coach told me about Zach and Bobby. And I'm like, all right, discipline, folks, use your clues. So let me go back to Frankie. He should be. I feel like he should be, right? Like one of these, the leaders. Like if they had to do the captains of the postseason, if they get they get there, all that. But you saw some undisciplined moments last year.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I'm saying it because I'm rooting for him, right? But you cannot be undisciplined and be considered a leader on this team. And that's whether it's off the field, on the field, game day, you have to be disciplined. And so that's a key word. And I'm saying use your clue. That is key because unnecessary penalties. I mean, Charles O'Menahue talked about unnecessary penalties. Don't be the last guy that the ref sees. Do what your coaches have told you to do. Don't try to deviate from doing something else. It's key. I said, okay, I'm hearing. So for me, I'm going to pull those, like you like to say, I'm going to pull on that thread a little bit more. I heard that about two people or two, veterans, a veterans vet that are no longer on this team. And I'm hearing someone that you're bringing in who've played on these teams, like championship teams, like you said. And that's the first word he says. Okay.
Resonate.
That lets me know what type, some of their type of players that they are looking for. And another name that I didn't say, and I should have, and I need to stop excluding him for some reason, because he's another one that is quiet but loud, is Laramie Tunsil.
I thought about him when we started talking about him. I thought about Laramie because of his play. Like just off the strength of him being one of, if not the best player not named Jaden Daniels on this roster, you think automatically he should be one of the leaders too. For sure. And with the extension now, he's going to be here for a while. And I love the way he's taking Josh Connolly Jr. under his wing. I feel like that's a name we definitely should not omit.
I think there's a few of them that's together too on the offensive line.
Yeah.
This off season.
Yeah. Now they seem like a group that's bonding, that's gelling. And usually, like from what I've experienced, and you can speak to this because you're around it more than I am, but just from afar, the offensive line is usually the closest unit on the team. Most times on an NFL team. Like they get together, the thing that bonds people a lot of times, they love to do, eat, right? They'll have a cookout at somebody's house. Everybody come over, they feed them. They have a good time. They'll go out to eat, run up a tab. Like offensive linemen, they seem to bond more so than most position groups do. So I like where that group is heading. Obviously, they got to figure out center and left guard, which takes me to my next conversation with you. Camp battles. Are there 5 camp battles in your mind going into training camp? Are there 5 or are there only like 2 or 3 in your estimation?
I mean, let's go through them. Kicker. I had to laugh yesterday going back to it. I was just like, because that's like my least favorite part.
Yes,
I'm saying that out loud.
No, but they're not wrong. I literally did a video today on the kicker battle, right? And it's the thing that no one wants to talk about because it's kicker, but we've had this issue for too long. We need to solve this.
Yeah.
And how many off seasons have we said they need to bring in a kicker for competition and they don't, right? So they finally done it, and now nobody wants to talk about it. I hope that they have the kicker of the future on the roster. One of these two guys win the job and actually kick well during the season, please, so we don't have to do this anymore.
Again,
Yes.
it's just like it's crazy. Because for sure, kicker. Like I really, that's for sure. Center. Center. Left guard.
3.
I mean, okay, wide receiver. Let me just give it to y'all.
Wide receiver 2?
I don't want to, but yes.
Look. That's if you think it's a battle. Yeah, wide receiver 2.
Yes, wide receiver.
Is there a running back 1 battle?
100%.
Okay,
it's definitely a running back 1 battle for sure. And I linebacker over cornerback for me in terms of battles.
Okay. So are you talking starting
this last spot?
So you're talking about on the roster?
On the roster,
roster.
Sure.
Okay.
Like
6.
Somebody.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I already think I know who it is, but you just never know. Yes.
The numbers not adding up, and so that's what
the math ain't mathing.
The math is not mathing.
Yeah.
You know, and hey, I'm like,
so I'm gonna write this down. I want you to rank them. So why I asked you, did you think it was 5? So we got RB 1, we got wide receiver 2, or are you just talking about wide receiver in general?
Wide receiver in general. We're gonna play the game that they play. There are no numbers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So let's play that.
All right. Wide receiver, place kicker. You said linebacker in general. You said center. You said guard, left guard, which we know is a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those were the 6 you just named. All right. Put them in order in terms of importance. 1 being the most important, 6 being not that any of these are not important, but what's the most important? Put them in numerical order in your estimation.
Center and left guard for me.
So center is 1 or left guard is 1?
1. Center
is 1. So okay, let me stop.
Talking about this since Tyler Biotish got released.
Let me stop you right there, because wow, you shocked me by putting center first. Do you actually think this is a real battle, Candi?
I would hope it is.
Because to me, who's actually beating out Nick Allegretti? Who's beating him out? Not that he's this all-world center.
Somebody, please. Somebody, I hope.
Oh, wait, first of all, why are you saying this like you think Nick Allegretti stinks or something? What are we doing right now?
I didn't say that.
I know this. I'm just, the way you're talking right now is like, I hope somebody beats this man out. You're not saying anything, but we're using our clues. As a wise woman always likes to tell us, I hope somebody, you didn't say, well, I hope they have a competition. You said, I hope somebody beats in my house. Okay. What are you trying to tell us, Candi, without saying anything?
All I'm saying is,
what are you trying to tell us?
I'm just saying.
Somebody says, I have questions. That's a good way to put this. I have questions, Candi, based off your reaction to what you did. I have questions. All right. Wait a minute.
Somebody.
Oh my God, you just scrambled my eggs. Oh my God. My eggs are scrambled because I was not expecting that. Wait a minute. Time out. Julian Good Jones? What are we doing? Candi, what are we doing?
That's my point. I'm not saying that it's a good competition. You asked me what was competition. Oh my God. Over the weekend, my brother was like, you make everything so specific. I'm like, because I feel like words matter.
They do. Absolutely they do. I'm a very intentional, specific person. Yes, so when you omit something or you say something and you insinuate, I'm like, wait, Candi, time out. I can't just let that slide. We got to address that. Wow. Okay. There are a lot of people that are, I'm gonna say this, and if you want to elaborate, you can. If not, we can move on, because I don't want to put no words in your mouth, and I don't want to put you in a tough spot, because you got to be around these people, right?
Yes.
So there are a lot of people that are not comfortable with the center position, haven't been since the releasing of Tyler Biotish. Clearly, the team did not intend on Nick Allegretti being their center, because they were going to go after the center that signed with the Raiders. They had a nice piece of change set aside for Tyler Linderbaum. They just didn't expect him to get that kind of money, right? So they probably jumped the gun too early, right? A lot of people felt like they could have got something for it because he went and signed with the Chargers like that. 3 years, $30 million. And I don't think he's going to, live out that entire contract there. But if he was able to command that prior to free agency, they probably could have got something for him, even if it was a 6th or 7th round pick. But whatever the case may be, a lot of people aren't comfortable with the center position as it is right now. I have talked myself into Nick Allegretti being a stopgap, a fine stopgap to get us through this year.
Yeah.
Matt Golbin might be the answer. He might not. He's a 6th round pick. I'm not resting the hopes of the center position on the 6th round pick. I hope he is the answer because once upon a time we found Chase Roulier back in the 5th, 6th round somewhere around there. So I'm hoping we can do it again, but ultimately they're gonna have to do something at the center position. I hope he can get us through. You just made me a lot more nervous than I was because I had already talked myself into this ain't even a real battle. I know what the offensive line coach said. I am very aware of him, mentioning all 3 of the guys like Julian Good-Jones, Matt Golbin. But I was like, there ain't no way none of them dudes beating out Nick Allegretti. But
I mean, I don't think so either, but it's a competition, and I think it should be. And did I ever mention this on this show? Did you know Matt Goop? Is it Goop? I don't even know. I've been calling him Matt G.
Golbin.
I refuse to mess people's name up.
Yeah.
Just hey, if I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Matt.
Matt G.
Matt
my
G.
guy. So it's like, did you know he's the only center on the roster, like the actual center, like the actual position.
Like his description,
like tried and true description. At least for mandatory camp, because I guess everyone else plays like other
guard
positions.
or center.
Guard, right?
Yeah.
So he's like the only tried and true. So maybe he later on in life, that's his job. But I don't think.
Yeah, they specifically, even though he played guard in college, he played guard at Wake Forest, and then I think he just had 1 year at Michigan State this past year as a center. But that's what they're bringing him in to do. Like, yes, it's great that you can play guard too, right? The flexibility is great, but I think their focus for him, if I had to guess, is like, we want you to be the center of the future. That's what we view you as. So we don't want to. I think a lot of times what happens with these interior offensive linemen in particular, and I think we kind of saw it with Brandon Coleman, and that's why I think you heard DQ just like, bro, we just really want to focus on left guard right now. Like, we've been doing too much cross training with him, tackle and guard, and left side, right side, like everywhere. And it's hard to get a guy to hone in and be the best version of himself at a position when you got him. If you learn nothing else about the offensive line play and the movement that it requires, just look at Josh Connolly last year. He said, bro, I had to retrain my body to then block on the right side, right? My kick step is different. My punch is now a different hand. Everything that I do, all of my movements are different. They are now mirrored because I went from left my entire life to now right, and it's not easy. And when you're asking a guy to do this, in practice, it's just a lot. So I like that they're just going to let Brandon Coleman just focus on guard and see if he can master that and win this job and be the best version of himself. I think that's what they're going to do with Matt Golbin. Like, bro, we'll need you to play. We got a bunch of dudes that can play. Andrew Wiley can play, guard, and Nick Allegretti, if we need him to, could play guard as well. We got a bunch of dudes that can do all that stuff. You just worry about playing center, bro.
Yep.
I think that's what they're going to do.
I'm sticking to my answer.
Lord have mercy. Okay, so you got center as 1. Left guard is 2 for you, right?
Yep.
All right. It can expound upon it. Pull that thread. As
left guard. I mean, hey, like you just said, Brandon Coleman, I mean, we saw some things happen last year, and we still don't quite know what. Remember, he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah. I did a video on the left guard battle between he and Chris Paul. And in doing the work to prepare for that video, I had forgotten that he had been a healthy scratch, right? I just remember after the first 2 games he got benched, and then I remember DQ gave us this vague competition answer, and then Cliff was the one that was like, "Hey," he kind of ripped the Band-Aid off.
Cliff
he was like,
he did.
Yeah, Cliff was like, "Look, bro, he got injured in camp again. He ain't get enough reps. He already, was new to the position. His practice habits weren't the best. We need more from him." I was like, "Well, goddamn." And so, when Cliff said all that, I was like, "Damn, okay." And then I think everybody kind of ran with that. DQ then was like, "Yo, he's gotten better. He's giving us more." But, he never got his job back because Chris Paul did a solid job. But then I remember they weren't happy with him because it wasn't just he got benched. Brother wasn't active for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had forgot about that part. So it's cool that I'm glad that you brought that up because a lot of people forgot he was a healthy scratch for a little while.
I be bringing up old stuff. Like it be stuff like I don't forget. Like, no.
You made me think of Friday. He's like, "Why you be bringing up old stuff? Huh?
Yeah, why you bringing up old stuff?" I'm like,
you got to though. That's all context.
I gotta. Yes, it's context when you're dealing with basically the same staff and the same. Like, I didn't forget. Like something happened here because I was very high on Brandon Coleman, especially his rookie year. I was very high, and then last summer as well. Because when they would do, the offensive line, defensive line, it would be some good bump between Brandon Coleman and Dorrance Armstrong. Oh my goodness, I would be like, "Yo, this is good." Then he got hurt again.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Dang." But it was clear. And what was so interesting about the whole thing is like Chris Paul is a player who's been on this roster.
Right. I remember saying this time last year. Why is he even here? Clearly, you were thinking the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but then I felt bad because I'm like, he's talented, obviously, you know what I mean? But you just didn't know. He has been on the roster for a very long time, everybody. Yeah. And I'm like, has he just been sitting? And so with that being said, I'm like, how, no shade, I don't know a better way to say it right now, but it's like, how did you beat him? Like, what happened here?
And that to me speaks to Brandon Coleman fumbling that opportunity. Basically.
100%.
Yeah. And they were disappointed. And I think they needed more from him.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I really feel like, because I'm a big, reading in between the lines guy, I think the benching wasn't enough in their mind. We really got to hammer home that we're not happy. And that's when I think you got the healthy scratches. Like, you're not even dressing, bro. So I think that's when they started to see him kind of, okay, I got to tighten up. I got to turn it up. And they liked what they saw, but at that point, it was too late. Like, Chris Paul, he wasn't struggling. Like, he came in.
He was playing.
Right. He did a really good job. And it was like, okay, you're not getting your spot back. But what told me that they wanted to give Brandon Coleman another chance, and I get it. He's a 3rd-round pick. You want him to win this job. You don't want to just give it to him.
Right.
Was that they were going to let Chris Paul leave in free agency. Right. They told him go out there and see what you can get. And he just didn't get anything, right? Nothing worth leaving for, at least. And because there was this conversation, I remember right before the start of free agency, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN had done a list of guys that were like quiet names, so to speak, lesser names that could garner real interest on the free agent market. And on that list was Chris Paul.
Yep, Chris was on that list. Yep.
He was a guy that I thought, okay, well, there's no way he's coming back here, right? So this is going to be Brandon Coleman's job essentially to lose. And then Paul went out there, nothing materialized. He came back on another 1-year deal, and here we are talking about a left guard battle that should be really good. That's number 1 for me. That left guard position is number 1 for me. So you got it at 2. What's 3 for you?
I mean, it was number 1 at the top of mandatory minicamp. I will say that, because once I realized
you're scaring me more, Candi.
It was number 1. Once I realized what was going on, I was like, oh, we got a left guard battle, everybody. Like, like, what are you talking about? I said, I should have said nothing out loud because you weren't paying attention. But since I said it out loud and I told a couple of the people who were standing by me, I was like, look, you know, I was like, wow, okay. Yeah. But then by day 2, I was just like, I don't think anybody wants to talk about the fact that I think there's a battle at center. They're like, nope. I was like, I think so, which is probably either really good news for somebody like myself or really bad news.
You're scaring me even more, Candi. The fact that center wasn't one at first and now it is.
Left guard was one.
That's what I said. The fact that it wasn't one and now it is after minicamp.
I have reason. It wasn't.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's worthy of an ouch. For sure. Like,
ouch.
Are y'all watching this? I mean, nobody thinks it's real, but I have learned to not ignore anything.
Yeah. I know Darnell Stapleton told us that there's a battle. So if I take him at face value, then there's a battle. I'm not going to call the man a liar. He says there's a battle. There's a battle. I just don't know how real of a battle. Because again, if there were a real actual threat, I'm like, hell yeah, give me the popcorn. Let me watch this thing materialize and play itself out. It's Julian Good-Jones and Matt Golden. I'm like, there's no way he's losing out to one of those guys.
All I'm saying is the fact that one of the names is even being considered. It's not. I'm not saying it's good. Let me be clear.
You made that clear. You made it clear that it's not an ideal center battle, but it's a battle nonetheless.
Can I throw my name in the hat? No. All right, cool. I won't.
Hey, Candi, you might give us a better shot at center. You might.
When they released Tyler Biotic, I don't know if I told this on the show. I was minding my business, like hopefully a lot of other people in America watching the NFL Combine, but I was in there and I was watching Sunny South had just ran. I get a text that Tyler Biotic was released.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's kind of embarrassing. I was like, by who? It wasn't registering because I was on I told y'all Sonny looked like an Avenger when I saw him earlier today walking with the team.
He was hype off that run.
He like a whole different person. We just saw him. He like a completely different human. I don't know this guy. He had just ran and I was like, oh my God. I get a text that said Tyler Biotic just got released. And I literally responded back, by who?
Right.
And they were like,
his agency just released him? Like, what are you talking about?
They sent me back a whole bunch of question marks. And I was like, wait, what? I'm in the stadium. And they were like, Biotic just released from the Commanders. Are you serious? And I was just like, oh, wait, like they released. And I literally said, there's somebody here, meaning there's an offensive line. There's somebody here that they want.
Yeah.
I knew that because they've done this before. So I was like, they did the same thing with Charles Leno and with Logan Tom. They released them while they were there because there's somebody else here that they want.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I got to leave because now I got to go be nosy. Yeah. And so that's what I spent the rest of my Thursday doing. And that's not what I wanted to do for the rest of my Thursday. But I'm just saying, Matt was there.
Yeah.
There was a couple people there, though, but they weren't available in the draft.
Yeah.
But
I think that person that you're talking about was Tyler Linderbaum.
Oh, well, 100%.
Yeah,
so that
was
also
the guy.
Immediately, I was like, I mean, there's somebody else here that they want. Yes, a rookie. Yes, somebody that but I was literally like, oh, they're in on Tyler Linderbaum. Mm-hmm. Like they're in, like they're all in, all chips. Everybody go for it.
Until the Raiders paid him $27 million a year. They was like, we're out. Yeah. Give me back my chips.
TB12 has been up there, like, give him whatever you want.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
But yeah, no, it was that interrupted my Thursday. But I have been on this topic because I literally said there, like, so Nick Allegretti is about to be the center. Because I thought, okay, there was options, right? Tyler Linderbaum, of course he had options. He could have went back to Baltimore.
Right. I think once Harbaugh left, you could see the writing on the wall. And I don't think anybody thought his number was going to get that high, though.
No.
Yeah.
I do know that for a fact. Like, no. from multiple teams. They did. They had no idea the Raiders were.
I mean, they paid $8 more million than the next closest center. The Creed Humphreys like at $19 million.
Yeah, that was great. That was crazy.
Like what?
What did you just do?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I've been watching this.
Yeah. Oh, God. I think most Commanders fans spent the next 2 months after Biotis was released convincing themselves that either they've got a plan, right? Because it's the first thing you think of. They gotta have a plan. That's too reactionary. Like they gotta have a plan. That feels impulsive if you just released him and you don't have a plan. Like he wasn't that bad last year to where we gotta get rid of this guy right now because you didn't get anything for him. So because I think a lot of us could have stomached it a lot better had they gotten a pick for him, like a 6th-round pick, a conditional 7th, whatever. You know, okay, they saw an opportunity to move on from a guy that had been hurt the last 2 years, was solid but nothing great. You know, they got a chance to get out of the last year of his contract and they moved him. Cool, get that. They didn't do that, so you're like, okay, they gotta have a plan. There's no way Nick Allegretti was the plan. There's no way Matt Golban was the plan, right? Like they didn't get what they wanted. I like that they didn't go and do something crazy because they didn't get what they wanted, right? But it's hard for me to envision a rookie start because I totally, and I probably need to stop doing this. I love when I talk to you because you help me refocus on guys that I'd be dismissing. I'd stay dismissing dudes, right? Like I dismiss Chris Paul. Like you've been here, bro. You was with the last administration. They finna get rid of you like they got rid of the rest of those Rivera guys. Like, what is he even still doing here? He played one offensive snap the year before in 2024 when they went to the playoffs, went all the way to the end. One offensive snap in the regular season. One. Like, oh, they finna get rid of him. He ends up starting 15 games last year. I'm totally dismissive of dudes that either haven't contributed or guys that I know I've seen them. Like, I've seen Julian Good-Jones here for at least the last 2-3 years. Bro. Like, he's done nothing. Preseason, nothing. Like, he can't win this job. I don't even think he's making the roster when it's all said and done. I could be wrong about that. He could be this team's new, what was the center? Thanks for making me right, Jaden. What was the dude that started for Biotis when he got hurt in 24? He was here last year, too. I can't stand him.
Oh, Michael Dieter.
Michael Dieter. Thank you. I was so dismissive of Michael Dieter.
Michael Dieter, yes.
Yes. Thanks for making me right, Jaden. You know, that's the running joke with him. He said that because Jaden was mic'd up against the Falcons. And at the end of the game, Jaden throws a touchdown pass. He comes back. He says, thanks for making me right, Jaden. He probably did some wrong shit because he was always messing up. And Jaden cleaned up a lot of people's messes in 2024. So
yes, he did.
Anyway, I'm totally dismissive of Julian Good-Jones. Totally dismissive of him. I probably need to stop doing that. But he's not.
I mean, it's not. Look, here's what I'll say: the fact that he's in the conversation isn't good.
Facts. Big facts. It means that our center position took a wrong turn somewhere.
Because I'm sitting over here. Once I start getting fidgety, I'm like, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say?
Yeah. This is true. This is true. What's 3 on the list? You have RB1, wide receiver, place kicker, and or are you just talking about running back in general? You're not.
Let's just get the kicker. Let's go to kicker.
3. Kicker.
That is very important for all the things that you said earlier. And I know folks are like Jake Moody automatic. I'm like, no. No. This is a real competition because I made myself watch every kick during mandatory because I just would, dude, like this. It's real. I said, this is a real competition right here. Kicker.
Yeah.
It is.
I agree.
Made the best.
That's my number 2. So it's left guard for me, 1. Place kicker is 2 for me. Mm-hmm. What's your number 4?
Who else? Linebacker is last. And I get that.
Linebacker will be 6.
That's last.
So you got 2 positions left. You got Are
Wide
you just
receiver is
running
next.
back?
Running
One?
back is in general, but
Oh,
that's
general, okay.
before,
Running
yeah,
back one.
because the next
Yeah.
one is wide receiver for me.
Okay.
It is. Because
So
somebody's getting left out in the cold.
So you don't think the number is 7 at receiver? You think it's 6? Because I think the number 7. I think the number 7. I could be wrong.
If they go with 7,
Hmm.
I'm trying to. They're taking
everybody makes it.
Everybody makes it, but I was trying to figure out which position group they take away from.
Yeah, because you don't think they're keeping 4 tight ends, right? They're keeping 3.
No.
Yeah. Like I think Kosin Yankoff is the guy that gets left off there. Linebacker's another position, to your point, that they're gonna have to make a tough decision on. I don't think they're keeping all of those guys.
It's gonna be very hard. I mean, people always end up making it because they do well on special teams.
Yeah. I mean,
so
that's where Kosin Yankoff comes into play, right? That's been his calling card. That's
why I brought him up. Like, okay.
Yeah. Same thing with J-Mac. Like, are they going to keep 4 running backs? I think the answer is no. I think you keep 3, but
they
love J-Mac. Like, he's a part of everything. 100%. Like, he was a part of Media Day. Are you cutting a guy that was a part of your Media Day?
They love J-Mac.
They love J-Mac. 100%. I mean, love J-Mac.
They love J-Mac. They normally would go with 4. Don't they always have 4 running backs?
They do, but the roster usually, the roster isn't usually this stack.
I don't know. That wide receiver, this is going to be very interesting. I keep saying this because I mean it. And it's like, everybody's like, wide receiver 2. And I'm like, my vote. If they ever brought in anybody, I think you know who my vote is. My vote is like, if you brought in anybody, just go back and get Debo. Yeah. And remember I said, I don't know how much he cost, so I don't know. But remember I was saying, like, if you want to watch somebody's videos that's not a Commander currently, go watch his workout videos. Have you all seen Debo Samuel recently?
He's in way better shape than he ever was here.
Yo!
I told them this. I did a video last week because Debo has workout videos. Stephon Diggs put out cinematically. I've never seen a player video shot that well. Like, that was a great video. He's still not getting signed here, but
who is that?
Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs. It was a tremendous video. It was very right. He was self-aware. He did an in-depth, deep dive into his issues. Like, some of this is, on me. I've done this to myself, and I got to deal with the repercussions of it. But the thing he kept championing is, but I deal well in chaos. And I'm like, NFL teams don't want to hear that, though.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. Like, this is self-created chaos at that, right? Like, they don't want to hear that. You deal, like, you function well in chaos. Like, nobody else is doing that but me. And I'm like, that's not something you should be,
Right. Like, especially if it's a chaos you created.
Exactly.
Well in your own creation.
Like, that's not. But while I was doing all of that, I ran into Debo's series because he's on like video 3 or 4 now. Yeah. And I was like, man, Debo is in tremendous shape because he was kind of punchy last year too. You know what I mean? Like, he's still that. He looks great. I was like, man, Debo's in shape, y'all. Debo's in shape. It's what I struggle with Debo from last year is he was productive. He was never brought here to be wide receiver 1, yet he was thrusted into that role. That wasn't fair to him.
It wasn't.
But he had some big drops and
he had big drops now.
And that was the thing I can't get past. People like, Debo had 700 yards receiving and he led this team and this. And I'm like, that's cool. But did you forget the Minnesota game? Like, did you forget the Kansas City game? Did you forget that he tried to give one against the Raiders? That could have been a totally different game because he literally bobbled that thing and it was 2 Raiders right there. And somehow that ball miraculously found the ground.
It happened often.
It happened
too
often. We probably beat the Chiefs. That was a great opening drive. And somehow he has the ball, carry him off his face mask, gets picked off.
Yeah, he was very upset. I think I told that story. He was so upset. And
you said he was fuming.
He was. I was like, I kept looking up at the broadcast TV in the press box because I was like, the cameras gotta catch him. I know they're gonna catch him. I kept looking up like, oh my gosh, the cameras, they gotta see Debo over there going off, and they never caught him. I was like,
I think
probably
which we had talked about
losing it.
think the thing we had talked about when it happened, when you had brought it up, was that I think Laramie had just gotten injured too. So I think they were more focused on Laramie. I think he was walking to the locker room or something, and not on Debo because he got hurt on that first possession when they came off the field. So I think that's why he caught a break there. Because the first thing they do when they do make a mistake, they pan the camera on him.
Oh, 100%. Well, that's how I missed Laramie going back.
Yeah,
I saw him go off the field, but I didn't see where he. That's why I missed that.
Right,
because
right. Because you were focused on.
Looking at this, and I was staring at Debo like, oh my goodness, he is over there flipping out.
Yeah.
I mean,
he deserved to be because that was crazy.
Great, but my word, like you were very upset. And so and yes, Minnesota was one, but it was one of those Commanders logs or something like that. And he had just said like the week prior on one of those Commanders logs, he had made a joke at Jaden talking about like you launched that, like you threw it with some heat on it. Like that, like it hurt. Because he said it hurt. And I was like, that's that ball with that heat on it. He wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for it in practice.
And that wasn't even Jaden. That was Marcus that threw that.
I thought that was Jaden.
You talking about the one in the Chiefs game?
In the Minnesota.
Oh, you talking about the Minnesota game? Oh yeah, that was
the Minnesota game.
Back in the end zone. Yeah.
Yes, in the back of the end zone.
That was hot sauce to go.
Yes.
I need you to catch that though. That had hot sauce to go. That was fourth down, and we had to have it. And Jaden put some extra hot sauce on that thing.
But it had just happened. It had just happened the previous week.
Yep.
Like you just getting back and you throwing a football like that was like oh my God. Yeah. And he did the exact same thing and he still dropped it.
Still dropped the ball.
So I mean he had some great moments, especially when he was off kickoff return, like at the top of the season. Yep. He had some great moments where you had to kind of like be like, that's all right, Debo. That is okay. And he would consistently be hyped for his teammates and be ready to rock and ready to go. But there were some moments that hurt.
Yeah, big time. But
and I think incredible shape. If you all have not watched his videos, go watch Debo's videos, like for real.
Yeah, no, I was shocked to see how how much shape he was in. I was like,
okay,
what was this at last year? And in my mind, how I justified it was like, he ain't signed. You know what I mean? When you are on a team, you already know the check is coming. Mentally, like we're humans. Some people are wired that, all right, I'm good, right? I'm on a team. I know what it is. I know what I got to do to get ready for the season. There's proverbial taking your foot off the gas pedal, so to speak, right? Like, all right, I know I can get how to get myself back into shape, do whatever I need to do, yada, yada, yada. I ain't on no roster. I got to show these teams that I'm ready. I'm in shape. And when the phone rings,
in shape.
And he is this some of the best shape you probably seen.
Nobody call him fat now. Like
exactly. This ain't the same dude.
No.
Yeah, this ain't the dude we saw last year because this dude is in shape. Like, so I mean, that's an interesting name to throw out there. I don't think he's gonna be back, but
no, I don't. But if they did add somebody that had a name, you know what I mean? Because that's how they add people. You'd be like, who is that?
Right.
But I mean, they did a lot in 2024 with people that you were like, how'd that work? Like, how is this working? I mean, like, come on, it's not like,
So, I think the thing that I know I'm banking on, and it's not fair to a rookie to put this much weight on his shoulders this soon, but Antonio Williams is a guy that I am expecting a lot from in his rookie season. And I think this will be the best wide receiver too that Terry's ever played alongside. That's what the expectation is.
He got his buddy Diami's back. Antonio Will, like I think it's gonna be fine.
Traylon, we'll see what he does. Like Luke Luke is in phenomenal. You talking about somebody in phenomenal shape? Luke is in phenomenal shape.
Luke is doing all right. Luke is doing okay. But when it comes to Luke, Van, and Traylon, this will all be very interesting because it's also, again, I'm gonna go back to special teams. I know everybody's like, what? But Jalen Lane is the punt returner. You're gonna have more than one person. You gotta be people ready to go at that kick return and punt return. And I know Coach Izzo was very clear with me And the one-on-one, you know, Jalen does kick returns too. Yeah, I know. So I've been seeing everybody like, because admittedly, I'm the reason why we can't record special teams.
Yes.
My fault.
Yes.
My bad, world.
Yeah.
My bad,
yeah.
everybody.
I ain't mad at
somebody
you.
watching special teams. It's a very important part of the game.
Absolutely, it is.
So, this is gonna be interesting, but I don't know. Traylon wasn't at Jaden's camp. I did not want to watch that video. This is why I don't watch it.
He wasn't there, and neither was Antonio or Chig.
No, I was surprised Chig wasn't there.
So
maybe
in
the
my
dates
mind,
didn't work out. Maybe the dates didn't work out.
Yeah, that's all. I don't.
It's
I didn't
super
put too
voluntary,
much,
everybody.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Yeah, I didn't put too much stock into, because a lot of fans like, why isn't Chig there? Why isn't Antonio there? Why isn't Traylon there? And look, this is their downtime, right? Like,
sure,
I got stuff planned. Like, a lot of times these dudes know what the dates are, and in advance, I'm going to St. Thomas with my family, right? We already got a trip planned. You know what I mean?
For
we
sure.
going to Antigua. For
I know Traylon has a new baby, a newborn. His wife had a baby not too long ago, like within these last, just within like mini camp, training camp, or OTAs and all that. So he's a new baby.
So people got stuff going on. Like, you don't gotta be there. You know what I mean? So don't like read too much. A lot of fans like to read stuff into it. Like, it's nothing here to see. Like, if they could come, they could come. If they couldn't, it is what it is. We'll see you, in late July. Right. So I think that group overall I think it's set the way it is. Health, if everyone's healthy, I think they're gonna keep 7. I don't know how you don't keep 7. If Van Jefferson is what everybody's telling, and you told us a long time ago, Van Jefferson running past people. I know ain't nobody want to hear this, but Van Jefferson, he running past people. And then DQ doubled down on what you said. Like,
I was
touchdown.
I was in the back like, yes, touchdown. Like, say it. Come on, coach, say it. And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes in the mornings, I was like la la la. I heard the question. He said, and it looked like he hesitated. He said Van Jefferson. I was like, yes. Yeah. I know somebody has seen this man run past. There's no way nobody else is seeing it.
And I told you, remember I said I'd be dismissive? That's another dude that's why I said I need you, Candi, because I was so dismissive. I was like, Candi, Van Jefferson ain't making the team. Van Jefferson, talking about Van Jefferson 4. He ain't making the team. Right? Like, I just be dismissive dudes, and you be like, hey, look, I'm just telling you what I saw. I'm just telling you, like, hey. I'm like, all right, Candi, I guess because you said it, I got to start giving Van Jefferson a little bit more respect. And lo and behold, soon as you say, it's like almost like everybody woke up once you said something, because after you said it, it felt like every article, every other beat reporter, and then eventually Dan Quinn himself was like, hey, Van Jefferson, don't sleep. Van Jefferson out here putting in some work. I'm just telling you, I'm like, all right, Candi. Another one for Candi Waller, everybody. I'm keeping notes. I'm keeping score. Another one for Candi.
I appreciate it. I'm like, I just be trying to answer the questions people ask me. Like, and I said it. Like, I know nobody wants to hear this, but
yeah. All right. So you got wide receiver as 4. Talk to me about running back overall. I know we kind of dipped our toe in that water, but talk to me about running back.
They love J-Mac.
Yeah.
It's the J-Mac thing. Yeah. Like,
because we know who the 3 are, right? 3 right off the bat, Bill, Rashad. So Bill, Shad, and Fat Man, right?
Right. And if it's J-Mac, then it's 4.
It's 4. Right. He's the 4th guy, without question. Right. There's no Jerome Ford versus J-Mac, right? It's literally.
I don't think so. I mean, they've done well. The group overall has done well, but there's, RB1, I think, is Rashad. Yeah. Like, Rashad can do. I think.
Wait, time out.
Yeah, I tried to hurry up and get past that.
Hold on. Ain't no.
I tried to hurry up. I tried to get out of that. I tried to be like, okay, and then
let me stop you right there. Ain't no skating past that because you threw that was a throwaway line. Yeah, because I think Rashad is running back number 1. Ain't no throwaway line on that. Let's hit the rewind button. So you think going into camp, Rashad White is RB1?
I do. But I mean, if I'm being completely objective and fair, Bill didn't play. He wasn't playing. He was hurt. Or whatever.
Yeah. So is this more because of him being out for the first, let's call it, month of off-season work?
Time on task. However,
comma.
He looks great, and so it's
until otherwise. I'm putting this down in my notes. I still think Bill's gonna be the star.
We will come back
to this.
I love doing this show because I was really trying to get past.
No, you ain't sneaking nothing past me. You ain't sneaking nothing past me.
Real quick, but drop it and go.
All right, so she got shot as RB1. All right, okay.
Gotcha. But he does a lot. He does multiple things.
Yeah,
so,
he does.
Maybe he's, I don't know. I was going to say maybe he's like the new Debo, but because like a Swiss Army knife type of person, like a player. Because we know Debo. Debo would do anything.
You talking about
Rashad?
Yeah, I think he's more of the Eckler. Of the
well, then that's running back 1 because Austin Eckler was.
He was, but we all like that was because Bill was a rookie. That and Cliff did not. I don't know what it was, but Cliff did not like Bill. He did not, and I think part of the rift between because we got the comments. I forgot who it was. I always want to attribute it to like Mary Kay Cabot or somebody who wasn't in the building. It was somebody outside the building that was like, and it might have been your girl that was messing around with Mike Vrabel. It could have been her too. It was somebody that said that that Diana Rossini, could have been Diana Rossini, that said that there was like dissension between Adam Peters and Cliff Kingsbury. And I think if there was, and it feels like there was a little tension there, and I think it stemmed from him wanting him being Adam Peters, wanting Cliff to play some of the younger players a little bit more. Because when young guys that I draft aren't being played, if there's a reason, like when there was a Zach Ertz, there was a reason why Ben Sinnott wasn't playing. Okay, fine, whatever, right? Like, I get it. We get to an end of a lost season. Zach Ertz is no longer in the picture. Why isn't my second round pick getting opportunities now, right? Still scarce. Bill is clearly the best running back we have on the roster. Why? Like, don't keep talking to me about what he doesn't do without the football. Like,
he wasn't using the room right at all because he wasn't even using Chris Rodriguez. He wasn't using Chris. Yeah. It was bizarre.
So I do think there was a little bit to that. Like, but you're not wrong. I mean, technically was RB1, but nobody looked at Eck as RB1. We just like, yeah, Eck's like that Swiss Army knife. Whatever you need him to do, he can do it. Like, you need him to run some kicks back, he can do that. You need him to catch it out of the backfield, you can do that. You need him to pass protect, you can do that. You can even give him a first, second down, couple carries here and there, but
he could do a lot.
That's crazy. He did a lot. We missed him a lot.
He just stayed hurt. He just stayed hurt with a concussion. Something was always wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
Unfortunately,
always injured. But that's interesting. Okay, so
that's hey, and I always go back to offense. What were the 3? Of course, it was situational football, but it's ball security and explosiveness.
Yep.
What's one thing that Katron Allen they say he doesn't do?
He's not explosive.
He's not explosive, but he don't fumble.
So
you got to figure out who's the one that is able to do both of those. You're explosive and you don't fumble.
Yeah. Well, so That's the question, because Rashad had a fumbling issue up until last year. That was one of the knocks on him in Tampa Bay. And then he didn't fumble at all last year, so that was good. But that was something that was problematic for him when he got a lot of touches before Bucky Irvin came in and basically took
a job.
Yeah, RB1 there. So I think
it's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be. I do think there's a battle there now, like where there was not one before. In my mind, it was always Bill's job. I do think that time missed, because even Anthony Lynn brought it up. Like, hey, he said, Anthony Lynn said without saying, he said, look, there is a battle. I think I know who's gonna win it. He literally said, I think I know who RB1 is, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like, work has to be done. Is basically what he said. And so there's no givens. And he said Bill did miss some time, and that's valuable for a young running back. So I still think it's Bill, but I think there is a real battle there. So you saying Shad is one is not a surprise, and he definitely is in the mix. I will say that. It would not shock me. It would not shock me.
Well, Rashad is also one that Dan Quinn mentioned. He, on offense, who has really impressed him, and Rashad, and on
he
defense,
looks good too. Yeah. He looks good. He looked really good. Like, he was moving a lot faster than I remember Rashad. Maybe that was just because he had no pads on or something. I was like, you can see him. Or it could have been last year when we saw that number one, it wasn't moving very fast.
Yeah, it was. Debo wasn't that fast. He was not as fast as Rashad is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not at this point in the season. Like, Debo can move. Now, I used to be like joking, like I would not tackle Debo because I just wouldn't.
Yeah, a lot of players in the league
mad at me. Yeah, but Rashad is fast.
Yeah, a lot of players.
It's one to watch. It's one to watch.
All right, so last but not least, linebacker. You have that sixth on the and I want to throw another one in there just to see how you feel about it, because I told you I'm very dismissive, so I have to stop doing this. Is there really a QB3 battle? Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put that on the list too. So that's 7 now. Because Sam Hartman, like, I'm so dismissive.
I was like, when I was, this is why I didn't want to watch the video.
Because he was there.
I was like,
Kenny, cut it out. Cut it out, Kenny.
I didn't want to watch. I was like,
hey, man.
Hey, check out this link. There. Check out this link. Let me know what you think. Oh, I got stuck in it to watch.
What is he doing? What is he doing here? What is he doing here? Yeah.
I was like, look at him making sure that he's locked in at QB3. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of people out there. I was like, I'm just leave this alone.
Yeah. What is he doing here? But they had to have another arm, right? Jaden couldn't throw to everybody. There's a lot of guys there. Yeah.
And there was a buds. There was a besties. They all besties. So,
Eighth and Caliac, man.
Marcus, but
No, Marcus like, look, man. And that's crazy because Marcus is a West Coast dude. He's so you could have easily have seen Marcus, but Marcus like, nah, bro, I got things to do.
Right. Like, what did he say last year? One time he was like, yeah, I think they're out there working out. So I have to go take them to dinner. Like,
Marcus ain't got time for all that.
Better, right?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm 34 years old. I got another little daughter at home. I ain't got time for this, bro.
I'm over here with the fam.
Yeah, I'm with the fam, bro. I catch y'all in late July.
Yeah. Time. See y'all soon.
All right, so linebacker, and then we'll get to QB3, and then we'll get to the comment section. So linebacker.
See, the thing about it is special teams, right? Like, move. Okay, we're not talking Frankie. We're not talking Sonny. We're not talking Leo. Mm-hmm. That's 3. But you got Nick Bellore, who's like one of your special teams people, right? Yeah. I guess, right? Yeah. Still, Mm-hmm. So then there's Kane, Jordan, and Ale, all of which also play special teams. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people I just named.
Yeah, I think 7 in total.
7.
Yeah, I think there's 7 linebackers, and we know they're not keeping 7 linebackers.
Nope.
It's for me. I've said this, and again, you know what you did the last time. You know what you did the last time. I'm not gonna do that to my boy 2 times in a row. But you know what you did the last time.
My boy too.
So we gonna leave him out of this conversation for the purposes of keeping him in the good graces of the people watching at home.
Please.
So we just gonna focus on 2 guys in particular, and that's Ale and that's Kane. Right? Those are the 2 guys that I'm looking at. Like Ale for sure. Like, bro, you made it like that was a surprise. The upset
That was
of
a
the summer.
undrafted. That's right.
It, yeah.
That
was
is
the upset of the summer last year. So
that's right.
He easily is, can get cut, put on the practice squad. No harm, no foul. Kane is the guy that you look at, you go, former 6th round pick. And I think this matters for those of you keeping score at home. Another UCLA alum. Boy, we know Adam Peters loves his UCLA alums, right? That's why Ale is here. That's why Kane is here. You go down the list. That's why Kaz Allen was here for probably a year longer than he was supposed to be, right? Loves him a good UCLA Bruin, right? That's why Colson Yankoff is here, right? I can keep going. It's a bunch of these UCLA dudes battered around the roster, guys that get shots here. Well, you like, why he here? Right? Because he went to UCLA. Anyway, Kane was always interesting because I don't want to say it was a waste of a 6th round pick. You had to really do some serious projecting in order to justify taking him in the 6th round. Now, I don't usually get too worked up about 6th round picks because it's a 6th round pick. Like, if you get something from him, cool. If you don't, and that's the time when you take a height, weight, speed guy, right? A guy with measurables that might be a little rough around the edges. In the case of Kane, he just made a position switch a couple years ago, so he's still learning the linebacker position. But does his athleticism in this scheme under Durante Jones benefit him to the point where now he becomes someone that has a role in addition to what you said, which is the most important thing? You got to be elite on special teams. At some point, this is, if we are to take Nick Bellore at face value.
That's right.
This is his last season. He signed a 2-year extension. He said that he wanted his child to know their father played football. And now they're at the age where they understand and they will remember. So he said this was it. So again, even if it's not it and he wants to play some more and they may want him back, but at that point, they could say, all right, Kane, either you show us something or we're going to go back to Nick. But just feels like Nick Bellore is making this football team. Like, they value what he brings on special teams. He's one of those, like, captains with, to me, like a special teams captain along the Revo and Tress, along that line where and we count on this guy on special teams. He's a tone setter for us. So I think it's Ale and I think it's Kane that are in the crosshairs. But to your point, you said it's the last time, Jordan McGee isn't safe necessarily. I just think he's too young and of a linebacker with upside for them to think about moving on from him right now. But
it's interesting. What makes it interesting, you just brought it up. I would think Nick Bellore stays, right? I would think. Like, I don't think he is a fault of the age thing. Yep. You know what I mean? I don't think because he is older.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
but I don't think he falls into that because of his role on special teams. I don't think stranger things have happened, right?
Right.
Ale, like you said, the dark horse of training camp, especially towards the end and in games. Ale had, the games weren't good. The Commanders games were not good last year, but Ale made his presence known in games and in practice enough to make the team. I don't know if that happens this year, right? Where I have seen Kane emerge is in calling the defense. I'm like, well, would you look at that? That matters. Not saying he would do it in a starting role. Let me be clear.
Right.
if you remember the mandatory minicamp, they were mixing and so you could see some of those depth players and how they are and situational and all that. He was doing very well.
That's interesting.
Doing better than some others, what I'm trying to say. So I don't know.
Use your clues, people.
I don't know.
Use your clues.
I don't know. And he and Ken Norton was his coach, was his linebackers coach.
Absolutely. That matters as well.
That matters as well. So you
just gave me something else to watch in the preseason.
Check it out.
You just gave me something else to watch.
Check it out. It's real. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now some of what you said makes a little bit. I still don't believe it.
Yeah, it's hard.
But it makes more sense now. There's more context to it. Now I see why you said what you said. Okay. That's still an interesting dilemma. I love the fact that we're having these conversations.
It's an interesting dilemma. I'm glad they did what they did. And when I asked Coach Quinn about did they hit the marker, did he see? He said this was the first time they did it. And good, because remember last year it was found out too late. Which you did not have from a depth perspective. It's too late.
Yep.
In my opinion, it's too late. Everybody knows it was too late. And so you saw it, you're seeing some of it. And I like all of them, this isn't about you know what I mean? But when you know what they're paying attention to, physicality, all of that, yes, Jordan, surpasses that. But when you're talking about what is needed potentially at that position, right? Because remember Coach Jones said all the linebackers are wearing the green dye. It was like, oh, because we're wearing the green day, everybody wearing it. They all wearing it because we all want to see how they communicate. I said, all right, this is important. And it is. You coming behind perhaps one of the best that we've watched do that role in a Bobby Wagner. Like legit. It's insane how quickly, you talk about how Jaden processes information. It's one thing to communicate. It's a whole nother thing to understand what the offense is doing, because you also have the ability to change the call. That is a huge undertaking for somebody to do, to be that smart and that keen, aware with that intellect. You have to be in the film room all the time to know. And Kane did a good job. Yeah. He did a good job. I was like, oh.
That's good. That's good growth too, because
it's good growth. He did a very good job.
You want to see that from him because the physical tools are there.
Physical tools are there. Yeah. I mean, he was the one, I think it was with the Eagles game here last year. The special teams play.
The fumble. Yeah.
Yep.
Did he force it or did he recover it?
I think he forced it and Mikey recovered it.
Okay. All right.
I think that's how that went down. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, he got better because he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing. People started getting hurt on special teams and all that. So we'll see. But it's a complete thing. You got to really understand what they're looking for in each one of these positions. Yeah. So if he had an edge, it would be that. You understand what I'm saying? Like if he had an edge, it would be a lead up on, maybe Jordan. It would be because of that. But if not, Jordan, then Jordan, you safe. But that's gonna be rough because you're not keeping all those linebackers. You're just not.
No, you can't afford to. Not at the expense of other positions that have talent on this roster.
Yeah.
And how they work with some of this stuff is who is the guy that's most likely able to get to the practice squad too. That's a big part of that.
Make it through.
Yeah. So that's also a huge part of the discussion when you start thinking about cutting guys. Who can we get to the practice squad?
falls off, but I think somebody else does too.
Yeah. It's one more guy. There's one more guy. I still think it's Kane, but I think the conversation is Kane or Nick. I just think Nick is safe. I just think
Yeah,
he wants to
it's
play
the
football.
Nick thing is the outlier.
Yeah.
Do they let him leave gracefully or do
Yeah.
they keep him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't know, but that would be a easier decision.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Actually, if you went with the age thing, like,
Yeah.
but
someone would have to play at that level or just below it.
And ain't nobody done that yet.
And ain't nobody exactly.
And
Nick on special teams for them to feel comfortable enough walking away from Nick if he still wants to do it.
Yep.
QB3, I'm putting that as number 7 for you, all the way at the back end. Any thoughts on that? If you don't, it's cool. But any thoughts?
No, it's Sam Hartman's job to lose. That's what I say. It's his job.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But we know he's very capable of losing.
Your territory. You keep your spot.
He was so bad last year.
Fight
my God.
Fight.
Come on, Ethan. I'm team Ethan Callahan, man. Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan. You can do it. You can do it. I'm gonna be watching because Sam's gonna get a chance. I think he's gonna get the first shot at it.
Yes.
And he was so bad last year that it was so hard to evaluate the other players. He was so bad. And this year, I think the talent level around him, even on the offensive line, that unit that he'll be playing with, they will give him protection. I think the skill guys are going to be upgraded. There's a really good group of guys that will be on the field with him. There's no excuse for him to go out there and play the way he played last year. So I think he'll have a shot. We'll see what he can do because he's supposed to be ahead of Ethan. Ethan's 7th round pick. He's wet behind the ears. Tons he's got to learn. I expect him to be more comfortable than Ethan. But if he looks anything like he did last year, get him out of here, man. And I know that's Jaden's boy. And so it's a tough – put him on the practice squad, man. Put him on if you want to keep him around because they're keeping 3 quarterbacks. Yeah,
I mean, like, what did Jeff Driscoll ever do to everybody?
That is the $1 million question.
That is a question that nobody knows. Put that on the list with Brandon Coleman with him being a healthy scratch all them days. Like, did he really decline like that? I guess so. But seriously, like, what did he do? Like, did something happen? Is he, because I don't understand that one.
We ask that question all the time, Candi. Like, why wasn't he here last year?
I don't know.
Why did we have to go through the Josh Johnson experiment again? Like, Jeff Driscoll should have been here. He played really well in 2024 in the preseason. I don't know what happened. Like, what happened? Like, I thought he was on another team only to find out, no, Jeff chilling. He chilling. Like, you can pick up the phone, call him right now. And that's what they had to do at the end of the season. Remember when all the injuries happened? They had to call Jeff Driscoll up. Like,
they had to call him anyway.
That's $1 million question. But again, if we're having QB3 conversations, our season is dead. So, like, I don't want to spend too much time on that because if we talking QB3, we are in some trouble. Right? Big trouble. So, all right. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll come back on the other side, and we will get to the comment section. So, all right, and let's go ahead and get a quick word from our sponsor, Prize Picks. All right, so shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this stream. If you are not a member of the Prize Picks family, you're in luck. Link is in the description of this video. Click that link. It'll take you to where you can download the app. It is available in states like California, Florida, and Texas. Use the promo code HMA, as you see on the screen. That will allow you to play $5. And if you win said first $5 wager, you get $150 in bonus lineups. So, tonight was a great night, WNBA-wise. 6 games on the docket. A lot of them were close. I'm talking nail-biters. A lot of the stars were stars tonight if you played them. So, again, hopefully you got in on this action. I told y'all that Queen Fee came back for the Minnesota Lynx, and she was Queen Fee, all right? She did her thing. I told y'all Olivia Miles and some of those other girls' numbers would suffer. Olivia Miles did not score 15 points today. That killed me earlier. She killed 3 lineups, did Olivia Miles. So she shot the ball still, though. She just didn't make shots. But it's just something to keep in mind. Again, a lot of opportunities, whether you're doing baseball this summer, soccer's over, but still a lot of opportunities in the soccer space, golf, etc. So I'll be here with y'all doing these WNBA picks. And you got 1 game left on the docket tonight. You got Portland taking on Dallas, right? So a lot of star power in that game. Remember, Paige Buckers did not play last game. She had the concussion. I told y'all earlier, take it easy on her because first game back, don't know what she's going to do. Looks like she's struggling a little bit there. Deep into the second quarter, she only has 6 points. So be careful. Hopefully you didn't go too crazy with Paige tonight from a scoring standpoint. She might turn it up in the second half. You know, that's what scorers do. But in any event, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring the stream. You can follow me on Prize Picks at LouieTeeNetwork. Big shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this stream. One last thing before me and Candi get to the comment section, and a quick little plug and a special offer for you guys. So we have our second annual Toast to the Season, Commanders Kings, live from the heart of DC at Hook Hall, August the 23rd. Want y'all to come out, support. Big shout out to everyone who's already done that. Early bird tickets through the month of July, $60. If you wait till August 1st, then they turn to $75. Well, I got a special offer for you. Y'all know my birthday is tomorrow. So as a birthday gift to you, we're having a flash sale. So at midnight tonight, all the way to 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night, tickets will be $50. That's right. The tickets are reduced an additional $10. So if you plan to buy tickets, flash sale tomorrow for my birthday, tickets will be reduced from $60 to $50. That goes in effect tonight. Same link that's in the description of this video, right? Take you there. The tickets will be marked down to $50. Get your tickets for the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kings representing as we always do. And we're going to have so many things for you. The Burgundy and Gold raffle. We've got trivia. We got giveaways. Tons of fan engagement. We're going to do the 53-man roster predictions, season predictions. We've got our signature drink contest. You name it. We're going to be doing it at the event. Want you to be there. Should be a ton of fun. Get your tickets. $50 starting at midnight tonight for my birthday flash sale. Looking forward to seeing y'all there in attendance. Y'all know it's going to be a movie. Bart Scott can't wait. All right, Candi, let's get to the comment section. We got a few comments here. This one from my guy, Mamba Fats. What up, Mamba? Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who says, what it do, bro? It's like candy, candy. You know what it is. You know what it is, Candi. You know they always so happy to see you. It's been a little while. Candi was taking her time off. Well-deserved, I may add. So shout out to Mamba Fats, and shout out to Candi for coming and blessing the program, as always, giving us this little preview, man, before training camp. Our guy, John Perez Sports, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, JP, writes, love listening to Candi every week. No disrespect to Quinn, but can we please have season captains instead of that game captain nonsense? I can tell you right now, he ain't changing that.
I actually like the game captains.
I do too.
I like guessing the game captains too. Because I'm like, all right, who should get the game cap? Game captains, actually, I like game captains. I really do. Because sometimes it makes a lot of sense, especially depending on who they're playing.
Right.
And others, it sets a kind of it sets a tone a little bit depending on the game. Last year it didn't work out in their favor, but you know.
I think the players enjoy it too, right? Like,
it's a whole thing. It's like
a thing. It's a thing, right? Absolutely. Before the game, guy gets it. The team gives him a round of applause. It's a big deal. I like it from that. The only thing I don't like is that they don't get the C on their chest, right? Like I would love to see Jaden with the C, and then because he's a 3-time captain, he's got the 3 stars under the C, that sort of thing. When you see like Mahomes and some of these other guys and they got the C on their chest, that's pretty cool. That's the only thing I don't like, is that because there's no set captains, you don't get that patch on your jersey. But outside of that, I know a lot of people, most fans that I talk to, hate this weekly captain. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. If we polled 10,000 fans, Candi, I think at least 8,000 of them would tell you they hate this. Right?
Really? I think it's great. I mean, it's different. You know, it's something different, and I know people aren't used to it, but it's, you know, then like, you know, the postseason, I like how they did it, because it's like once the season, and you know, the captains of the postseason, you get an honorary captain that they vote on. I think it's dope. Dope. And depending on the game and how everything ends up going, it's cool. And I like how they do it. You know, they put together like film and everything about the player.
Yeah, why?
How they and the why. You know, and it's like a whole thing. Like once they show it, like like that's who got it this week. It's something that they look forward to. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. The only thing I don't like is that we don't get the patches on their chest. That's the patches. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like.
Like, depending on who it is, if you see him and you be like, "Congratulations, game day captain," you be like, "Okay, I see that game day captain." And he like, "Thanks." They be like, they be happy, y'all.
They be excited about it. Yeah,
some of your favorite players be really excited when they get game day captain. So
yeah, it's a big deal, and people make fun of this. I know a lot of the fans can't stand it, because DQ every Friday when he does the quick presser with you guys, he always leads off with who the captains are, right? That's sort of a big deal. And people mock that. Like, who did he say was the captains this week, right? And, you know, they always put out the little post on social media with the captains for that week's game or whatever. And people, they can't stand it. They can't.
Man, it should be fun. I have a fun. Here's what you all should do. You should start guessing who the captains are. Like, legit, it's a real thing. Like, based on how they played in the week prior. Now, you may not know like everything from practice that week or whatever the case may be, but guessing them, it'd be cool.
Yeah, and sometimes DQ be petty, and I love petty too. So it'll be like, this is that player's former team. Like, they played Dallas, and it'd be like 100%. Tyler Biotis, Dorrance Armstrong, and you know what I'm saying, all of the dudes that came from Dallas. He do petty stuff like that too. Like Jeremy McNichols playing against the Titans. Oh, and you know, a lot of people don't realize he came from Tennessee. So he's like, yeah. You the captain this week against the Titans, along with such and such and such and such. So some of that too.
It'll be interesting. Sometimes he stay away from it, but it just depends, you know, like really what it is. Because I think I had to go back in the crates of who was game captains for certain games in 2024. I was keeping up with it last year until like week 7, and I was like, it don't even matter.
Till the season was over. Then he was like,
that was like, it doesn't matter anymore. It's over.
That was right before Halloween. Conveniently, week 7 was right before the season died. When they lost to Dallas and Jaden got hurt, you was like, I don't care about these guys.
I mean, it's cool. I'd be happy for you. Like, congratulations.
Yeah.
But, I like it, you guys, and the team likes it. They seem to enjoy it. So
yeah. I like I said, I don't have any issues with it. It's not a problem for me, but I know a lot of people that hate like JP said, it's dumb to them. They like, just give us 5 dudes that are captains with the patch on their chest, and let's keep it pushing. We don't gotta do this every week.
I'd be like, oh, this is who I think. I'd be psyched too. I'd be excited when I get it right. I'd be like, we like, I got it.
I love it.
Start betting. We're not supposed to gamble, so never mind.
No, you.
Gamble.
Yeah. If I say you not supposed to. Hey, look now. The training, the media y'all little conference that y'all got to do before training camp starts is coming up on Monday now. You know the rules, Candi. They're gonna have to reinforce them now.
Right.
So man, OGJ, thank you for being a member for 22 months. My guy, wait, we here with it. My guy, Command OGJ writes, when TMC, my guy Terry Mack, he says, and Trey B on the field, Treylon Burks on the field together last year equals 6.1 yards per play. Best equals Rams season average was 6.2. Assuming health, D-Cube and AP are fine with the room with 0 added. So he thinks that when Terry and Trey were on the field together, the team is averaging a pretty robust amount of yards per play. Assuming that the room is healthy, which we're going to assume health, are DQ and AP fine with the room as is?
I think so.
Me too. I do as well.
I think so. I
that's
haven't seen any indicator that they're not.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think that's been the conversation here. Because I think, and even me and you talked about this probably a month, 2 months ago, that we just assumed at some point Brandon Ayuk would be released and he'd be here. But after seeing his shenanigans and seeing that he doesn't get it, there's no way he's I don't think he's ever playing football again personally. So at this point, I don't think there's any additions that are going to be made until they see a reason to do so.
Right. Like they have to see a reason. Like it's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a reason yet. I haven't even seen a reason. I might want somebody just because, I always talk about how I feel like everybody was robbed of seeing what a healthy Jaden, Terry, Debo, and for what it's worth, Noah Brown would never get to see that. And I'd be like, that was just plain old robbery. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if I'm saying that that's robbery, then it ain't that much of a difference other than like Debo, you know what I'm saying? At this point, that what I'm referring to, right? Because, okay, there's no Noah Brown, but somebody else could assume that role. You know what I mean? It's not, right. I think they'll be fine until we get a sign that is like, no. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Them getting Diami back, I really feel like means way more than people realize. You
pull on that thread, Candy.
I keep saying
so many people that are dismissing Diami.
Yes. Why? What Diami do to y'all? I was like, what happened?
For them, it's what he hasn't done over the life of his career here before he left. The lack of statistics, the lack of impact. He had to run, and that run left a positive, I think that left a very positive feeling for a lot of fans. But there are fans who are like, man, he had that one run at the end of 24, end of the postseason, and everybody want to act like Diami was nice the entire time he was here. That was the most yards he had, 300 and 8 yards receiving. Was what he had in 24. That was his career high, right? And a lot of people can't get past the fact that this was a 3rd round pick. You expect more than that. People would lose their minds if Antonio Williams was here for 4 years and the most yards he ever had in a season was 303 or 308. You know what I mean? Right. So a lot of those fans are like, man, Diami, he ass. He ain't like, why y'all keep bringing him up? But I think it's more than just the yardage. It's what he represents, it's what he means in that locker room. Yeah. There's so many different elements to what Diami brings that I think people are missing.
I agree. It's just like, I don't understand, what. The other person that, Shower made, I was pretty quiet when, we was talking about that because I was like, he's not reinstated. So it's nothing nobody could do.
Yeah,
literally, it's nothing anybody could do because he's not reinstated. He can't be released.
Yeah. When I was talking, you were just looking at me like, people was frying me up because I was doing all the talking and you was just sitting there quiet. Your silence was golden, by the way. And people was letting me know it. You sitting there saying all this stuff and Candy just like. And I couldn't have been more wrong because he ended up nothing happened. Absolutely. And you just sat there. Okay.
Yeah, it's something like right. My silence was golden. I think I did see in the chat. People were like, "Candi is so quiet."
She's just so quiet, just watching Louie just talk like he know what he talking about. And I sure ended up not knowing what I was talking about. And you was just like,
it was. I mean, at that point, you really like a stuck, like a rock in a hard place because I'm like, it's some things that I end up finding out or will know, and I'm like, this is going to be better coming from a national reporter, like for real. Like I have to make that decision, like. I can tell y'all, but it's like there's so much excitement around this. It's like it's like preseason last year.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell y'all this. You
ain't want to be the bearer of bad news.
It's something
we needed you to be. You could have prepared us better for what was to come. We could have been more prepared if you would have told us, "Hey, what I saw today, y'all, we in for it." Y'all in for it. We weren't trying to hear it, but we needed to hear it.
Right, like make yourselves a drink now. Matter of fact,
right now.
Cases make you start drinking now because this is gonna be a long one. And so it was kind of the same one where it's like somebody's got to tell it, like somebody tell it. And I think Jeremy Fowler ended up saying that somebody. Thank you, Jeremy Fowler, for telling everybody he's not reinstated. They're not holding on. They're not holding him hostage. There's none of this happening. He's lunching, and so
big time.
He's lunching, and so I was gonna be petty and go on internet one day when the whole Jaden thing came up, and I want to be like, if it's one person that nobody plays about in this town, is number 5. So like, y'all internet jumping this dude because he talk crazy now, and so but at any rate. Even with that, I was just like, is it that bad? Like Diami came back. I think I've been talking about Antonio Williams. Maybe it's because people don't know me. I have been very impressed until I'm not. And I'm not, we'll see what happens. And they're, Traylon. I know nobody Van. Luke, you got to give these people a chance. Like for real.
Well, no, I was good with every receiver except Van. Van, I was dismissive of.
A lot of people are dismissing him, and maybe I should too. But I'll just tell you what I saw, and so
I'm not anymore. I think he's going to make the football team now.
Maybe so
because I was of the mindset that they were going to get Ayuk at some point. So that's why I was so dismissive of Van.
Yeah,
not because he can't play. So now that I know Ayuk isn't coming. I think Van is going to make this team.
Right. And so, it's going to be interesting, but I think that just give him a shot. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't, it wasn't like they had the posse in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it wasn't that.
So I'm gonna tell you what the sense I get from the fan base, and I get it.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it sounds so mean, but
it's not. But you're being real, and you, like myself, you talk to fans, so you get it, you understand. And I think where a lot of this is coming from is last year. Last year was so bad. And last year opened up a lot of wounds. We thought were healing after 24. And last year was a massive step backwards. And the fan base, they really took the brunt of what happened last year. And one of the major things that happened was the receiver position wasn't good enough. Jaden, there was no consistency. He had nobody to throw the football to. Like, think about it from this perspective. Week 7, when you told me, you just told us you stopped charting the captains.
I mean, only for conversation purposes in the locker room. Like, hey, congratulations, you won a game.
Right. The receivers in that game that were on the field with Jaden as starters were Robbie Chosen, Chris Moore, and Luke McCaffrey. Okay. Like, that's what he went out on the field with in week 7. There was no Terry, there was no Debo. It was a mess. Okay. And if that's what you're going into war with, if that's what you're sending your franchise quarterback out to war with against a hated divisional foe, the fan base is scarred. They're thinking, what if something happened to Terry again? What if we could be back in the same spot that we were in? And there's no Debo this time, right?
No.
Because although I think that y'all call him smooth operator. I'm dropping the operator because this ain't 1985, right? Smooth. He's just smooth. I need you to push that, Candi. Ain't no smooth operator. It's just smooth. If he's gonna be smooth, it's just smooth.
Yeah, that's what he told me that's what he said. So now it's been sticking, and it's like, no, we need to call you something else.
Yeah, no. If we doing a smooth thing, cool. It can't be smooth operator. We not doing that. Like it's either smooth or y'all got to find something else.
We got to find something else.
So we don't know what he's gonna be. I'm an optimist. I think he's gonna perform well, but a lot of fans are like, I don't care what you're talking about. I need to see it first.
Right, for sure.
And I get that. I understand. So if there's no Debo to fall back on and something happens to Terry, we could be in the same predicament. And that's why they want another guy, right? That's why they want another name, a Diggs, a Debo back here, or Brandon Ayuk, because they want another guy that if something happens to Terry, at least we got another guy that's had 1,000 yards in this league. Somebody we can count on and say, hey, this is our new number one until Terry comes back.
Yeah, it's you know, last year was bad. I mean, I think about it often, unfortunately, but I also will tell you all, it has impacted me in a way. And I think I've said this here. I know I've said it directly to you, Louie, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to be critical this year. It is going to take a lot to impress me. And the reason why I feel that way is because at moments last year, even at this time, where I was like, you know, that didn't look right to me, or that didn't, I was still kind of like, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Because in 24, you were still leaning on 24.
Okay.
Right.
They gonna figure that out. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay. Right. It is. I'm tripping.
I'm gonna tell you what. Just thinking about that Falcons game did it for you last year. I ain't never seen Candi Waller at that Falcons game. You was done. You was like, okay, yeah, this something got changed.
Because don't sell me any Wolf tickets. I don't like Wolf tickets, and I don't like it upsets me, it bothers me, and now it makes me look like I'm crazy. Although when I am right, it makes me feel bad that I was right. After preseason game, I felt bad, like this isn't good, like this is, you know, and we all felt the high of 2024. We felt, everybody felt it, and therefore you felt the low, and you are 100% correct. Week 4, they lost me. For real. They lost me. And then I felt it a little bit in week 5, because I remember being extra critical, because even Lake Lewis, shout out to my big brother Lake Lewis, he told me, he was like, you are being so negative today. And I was like, I don't trust these people. Yeah. I don't trust. The trust is gone. Yeah. I don't, because I went against what I felt and what I was seeing and what I was watching. I went against it, and in week 4, I said, that's it. These are not people who are looking to go back to where they were last year. They're not. They're lying to each other and to us. and so I have to do what I know is right for my job, and probably for my own sanity, if I'm being very transparent and honest, because I'm like, look, y'all.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
I remember. Yeah.
And then when people got hurt, I mean, that was it. I was like, Lord, please don't. Remember at the beginning of the season, you were like, so what's your final thoughts? And I was like, please, nobody
don't get hurt. I remember you saying that like it was yesterday. Like they can't afford for anybody to get hurt.
No one. I literally said no one can get hurt. Yeah. Everybody has to stay healthy like they did last year.
You knew a lot more than we did about that.
And what happened? Week 2.
The wheels fell off. Like week 2 in 2025 was the equivalent of week 4 in 2018.
Oh, yes.
2017? 2017.
It was bad. Yes.
The Chiefs game.
I agree.
2017. Yeah.
I agree. And nothing was right, because technically, Jaden got hurt. Of course, Dietrich went out. Noah got hurt. Austin was out for the season in that game. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And you saw, week 3, week 4. Yep. That's when they lost me. Week 5 is like, okay. Week 6, week 7, that was it. I'm like, I'm literally here so I don't get fined because I have a job to do.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be good.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So bad. I was like, what am I going to say? Louie told me to just say whatever, be honest.
Yeah,
I'm like,
be honest. That's what we need. That's the best candy.
I was hot after that week 4 game.
I know you was.
Season. I was hot.
I've never seen you more. I've never seen you more like emotionally attached to a game. Like you was so. You felt violated after that game.
I did. I was very upset.
You was one of us. That's one of the few times I was like, you was one of us. That and when you was at the Tampa Bay game and you had to represent because they was, the Tampa Bay people was out of pocket and you had to let them know. Yes.
Where are you?
It was a couple of times. Candy had to let them know what's really good.
You are right. I hold it together pretty well.
Yeah.
But Tampa Bay, I did not. After that game was over, I let that one.
And I love it. I love it.
And people's kind of like, okay. But like week 4, I was one of y'all. I was like, just saying, come on, y'all. Like I told you, I was like, I think I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
Why? Because you've been eating that cake and the ice cream.
The ice cream at 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And I was like, well, that too.
But no, this is separate.
Like this is not like, oh my God. But I don't ever told you. I really showed off in the divisional round in Detroit. Did I ever tell you that story?
I think you did it vaguely. You might have to tell me again.
Oh yeah, because you're not supposed to yell in the press box.
Yes.
And when they had that pick,
you lost it.
Definitely was like,
and didn't DQ or somebody or Adam Peters tell you?
Adam saw me because the way we were sitting, we could all see each other, and he and Lance Newmark were dying laughing. Like, I was like, everybody move. They was like, what? I had to scream at the bottom, like, oh my God, I had to get out, like I'm about to pass out. And then at the end, we were so petty. Did I ever told you a story? Like we were at the end after they won, we were all in the hallway, like, what up, though?
Nah. You ain't tell me that.
Like I'm in this pretty red dress, looking like the Queen of Sheba. Talking about what up, though?
What up, though?
You're insane. What are you doing?
I love it because they was really dismissing us. The Lions was really treating us like the little redheaded stepchild, like the little sisters of the poor. Like, what are y'all doing here? They really, because remember they had lost to Tampa Bay in the regular season. They thought they was gonna get some get back. They was looking forward to playing Tampa Bay again, and we ruined that. And so they was like, oh. Commanders? Oh yeah, we finna smoke them.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad. I was glad he was in there. What up, though?
A bunch of people in the hallway. Yeah. Like Magic Johnson was out there, Kevin Durant, everybody. We like we're hollering, laughing, and we just on the count of 3. What up, though? And everybody kept saying it. I was like, I should not be acting like this. I should.
You deserve to. You deserve to. You've seen a lot, Candy.
Outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is ridiculous. I need to go home now. Like,
you were all of us. You were representing.
I really was. I was really like, these families going to the Super Bowl. And that's literally what I was saying. Like I was up there. I was all the way Peachy County. These families going to the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead. Let me get my mink ready. And then they didn't.
We need that energy back. We need that energy back.
Somebody better. I mean, I'm out there talking all kinds of smack with Terry, calling people by their numbers instead of their names. I'll never do that. I'll never call these guys by their number. I was like 17. Let me get at you real quick.
I love it. I need it. We need that energy back this year, man.
I was dapping up Marshall. We was just out there laughing and joking and having like the time. We had no idea how good. That's some good living right there.
Man, life was good, man.
Life
was good, man. I need it back. I need that back for my spirit, man. I need that energy again.
I said it all the time. I was like, I didn't realize how much fun I was having until it was over. And
and then you realize, then 25 brought you back to reality. Like, man,
we would have
made you appreciate 24 that much more.
This year, back at Combine, we was right back to raggedy little stepchild or something. Wasn't nobody paying us no attention.
No. Yeah. Back down the totem pole.
Nope, back down
Yeah.
where we were before.
Yeah. Y'all was the bell of the ball, boy.
Yes,
That
yes, I
25,
told
boy,
you.
they was looking for y'all like, oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Yes, they had me working overtime at Combine this year. Last year, I wasn't doing no work. I was sitting around drinking coffee all in the Starbucks where, what's the name?
Yeah, your boy.
Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport. Yeah, Mr. Starbucks. Yeah, Schultz. Yeah.
I was all in there trying to get the scoop. I didn't even. So I'm part of the problem too. I didn't care last year either. I was like, oh, they got it. They got it. They got it all figured out.
We all fell for the okie doke, man.
We did. So I'm not falling for it this year.
But we gave them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? They earned that. It's not as much as we gave it to them. They earned the right to have us say, you know what? Give them a chance to fix it because they fixed it last year. They found ways to get it done last year. Let's just see what they do. It felt different though. The whole, and me and you talked about this last summer. The Terry situation just threw everything off.
It did. A lot of people would be like, that was an omen. Like, this is not gonna go well.
Yeah.
Because this is probably going to be the most peaceful people ever. And now you got friction after such a great year. There's any friction. There should be no friction. Yeah. And there was a lot of it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was all bad.
All of it.
I hope it's not like that. I hope this is
different. This is different. You can feel it. It feels different. And I always say it feels different because it is different.
Yeah, it's got to be different.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be different.
It started with Adam Peters, as soon as the season was over, saying, I made mistakes and I learned from those mistakes. And the first thing he said was the Terry situation, that was on me. And like he said, both parties had to do with it, which he's right. The mistakes were made on both sides, but he owned up to his part of it, said I should have been a lot more proactive in trying to get the deal done. And I won't make that mistake again. And what does he do? First day of free agency, Laramie Tunsil deal. Done.
You can't play with Laramie like that.
Done. So
yeah, go ahead and work that out.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been watching. He's got a channel where he does, what is it? Something the tree, protect the tree. I think it's called. He does, and he does a really good job at that too.
Yep.
And Kayla Chason has one. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
That was the most in-depth video we've ever seen of a player during free agency. Like he literally gave us like
told a lot.
Everything, basically. Like this team
I was surprised by his transparency.
Yeah, very, very transparent. John Perez Sports, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Our guy JP writes, question for Candi. When do you think AP and Jaden will begin talking extension? And if he wins MVP, could it be much more difficult to pay him?
I mean, they got the money, so they can pay him. I think they already bracing themselves for that. They have the money, so it shouldn't be anything with that. But I mean, this is year 3 for him, so it should be happening soon. At the end of next year, at the end of the season, whenever that comes, I think they will be having that conversation and extending him.
Yeah,
that is not going to linger at all.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. 24 Rocks, thank you for being a member of the MOBB for 40 months. Salute to 24 Rocks, who writes, to piggyback on OGJ's comment, JD5 and Terry McLaurin only had one full game together last year.
So whack, man.
Yeah, and
unfortunate.
If I'm not mistaken, well, they had 2, right? The Giants game and the Packers game. Right? Even though he got hurt in the Packers, he finished the game. So he refused to come out of that game, even though he was hurt. And then after that, the wheels fell off. Terry got hurt the following week. Jaden, whenever he played, Terry wasn't in the lineup. Whenever Terry came back, Jaden wasn't in the lineup. It was a mess.
It was bad.
Very bad. All bad.
Yep.
All bad. TJ Ryder, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy TJ writes, question for Candi. What you give Terry's haircut, 1 to 10? What do you give Terry's haircut?
Is 10 is the best? I'm giving Terry a 10. I don't want no smoke with Terry.
Yeah.
Terry gets a 10.
10, a 10, a 10.
10.
10 for Terry's haircut.
10 for Terry.
Abel Ambrosio, my guy, double A. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, Abel writes, how's it going, LT and Candy? Question for Candy. You think AP will trade someone during training camp like he's done the 2 previous seasons?
This is a very good question because I know in 2024, I was the one who kind of broke and put it out there like Jahan about to get traded, y'all. We were like, no way. If I'm using my clues, he's out of here. He's going somewhere. And he will not be. They're gonna get something out of John. And we know what happened last year with B-Rob. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So we talked about that.
Yep.
And I remember even asking Cliff about Brian, and he makes, you had to really pay attention to Cliff because Cliff would make little side comments, truth be told, often. Because he was like, he's already when the pads come on is when you really see. And I'm like, oh man, dag. Because what he's saying is you don't see it until the pads come on. That's never good. You need to see it all the time. Right. But I didn't think they were going to do it because at the time, he's another one. He looked great at camp and he actually had a very good day at Patriots joint practice.
He's like one of the few. Yeah.
He was like the only one.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then watching Laramie take people down in one-on-one. That was it. That was like it from that.
I remember you telling me that. So it was
Laramie was like, oh my gosh, like he's
even the Patriot beat reporters was like, yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. Like one of the few bright spots. He's really good.
Like easily. He was just, it was like nothing for him to take people down. And Brian had a great day. And I was like, no, like Brian, like, come on. And they did, he's with Atlanta now. Yep. Atlanta has like
90,
Brian, Jahan, and OZ.
Yeah. They got all the former Commanders.
And so I really like this question because look out, because he's done it. He's done it the last 2 seasons.
Who would be a candidate for you?
I don't know.
You had to choose one.
Hey, if you're trying to figure out how to with your linebacker room.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's really interesting.
But he has done it. And it's been on the low. The first year I called it. Last year you called me blindsided because I was like, nah.
There ain't nobody getting traded. Yeah. That's interesting. I do find that to be interesting.
He got a pattern so far.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
I'm trying to think of
it's
anybody.
I don't want to call it a surprise release, but remember Dominique Hampton got released after preseason game 1. Like they make moves, they do things in training camp for sure.
Yeah. They just Adam has shown us, if nothing else, that expect the unexpected.
100%.
Like
that's what I thought they were gonna do with Brandon last year. Brandon Coleman. I thought they were gonna trade. I was like, because them healthy scratches the year prior. Yeah. When Jamie was a healthy scratch, and he was gone. For Darian, Emmanuel Ford, every time was.
Yeah, there was a track record there.
It was a sign, like they out of here. Yeah. Somebody's leaving. But I would definitely use your clues and keep a watch on that.
Yeah, I think you're right because we didn't see the Laramie trade coming. We didn't see the Marshawn trade coming. I think the Debo one, we suspected he'd end up here some way, somehow.
Right. Yes. I found that out during Combine Week. Actually, that was the only thing I did. That was the only thing of service that I did that week because I didn't even interview any players. I was like, let me find out where Debo, So yes, that is literally all I did.
That one wasn't as big of a surprise because we knew it felt like he would end up here somehow. But the Jahan trade was a surprise, even though you kind of called it. B. Mitch also was like, I think y'all must have seen something at camp because B. Mitch was adamant. Like, he wouldn't say a name, but he was like, I'm telling y'all, it's a player right now that y'all think is all that's he ain't going to be here. And that turned out to be Jahan Dotson he was talking about. So, the John one happened. Captain Insano got traded. We call Captain Insano John Ridgeway. So John Ridgeway.
He went to the Saints. Oh my gosh, yes. I forgot that was during training camp
as well.
And then they got some out for him though. Right. That's sure enough right. Yep.
So traded Captain Insano, traded Jahan, traded B-Rob, and like you said, cut Dominique Hampton, and then the Tyler Biotish cut was a surprise. Ain't nobody see that coming.
Truth be told, the Tyler was that was a surprise.
Yeah, so they do a lot of expect the unexpected. So
I don't know. I mean, let's see what Duran. Let's see what happens. Let's see a comment about defense. Hey, Duran is on.
That was the one, right? But I just don't like the depth at that position. The only thing that I say would give me a reason to move on from him is they gave Tim Settle like a really good contract.
They sure did.
That's I don't want to say it's starting defensive tackle money, but it's low level starting defensive tackle money.
They paid him.
They pay him good money. Like that's all I'm gonna say. So I could see that setting the foundation for them in a contract year trading away at Duran.
Yeah, and if you continue on with the kind of pattern too, that this is not somebody that you drafted. So
yeah, facts. I don't know. I just this could be the year that they don't do anything, but expect the unexpected. That's what I'll tell you about Adam Peters. Expect the unexpected. So, oh man, that was so much fun. Candi, you are one of a kind. I swear, that was amazing. As always, I've got all your information in the description of this video, but for the purposes of those who may not be able to access everything or just listening, tell them where they can find your work.
You all can find me on Bowie TV. So Bowie TV, if you're in Prince George's County, Maryland, and surrounding areas, you can find it. You have not cut your cable. You can find it on Comcast channels 190 and 1097. I hope you're subscribed to the Bowie TV YouTube channel. You can follow me or Bowie TV across all platforms, either Bowie TV or Bowie TV Sports. You can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at CWall, SECWALLSE. CEO C-Wall on IG, Candi Waller, my name here on Facebook. So y'all can find me. Like Coach Prime says, I ain't hard to find. And Louie, you said it's your birthday tomorrow?
In 15 minutes, yes.
In 15 minutes, it will be your birthday, but happy birthday, my friend. And thank you so much for having me on.
No doubt. It's always my favorite when you come on. I have a blast with you every single time. And you keep me laughing. That's my favorite thing in life to do is laugh. Is you keep me laughing. So you'll always be welcome here, and can't wait to see what you have in store for us this upcoming season. Training camp starts for you next week, so you'll be back, boots on the ground, busy as usual, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you and get some of that insight like no other from our girl Candi. So thank you so much for blessing us on CWall Wednesdays. We look forward to having you back. Maybe we'll get you back here next Wednesday. No, that's the first day officially.
It's the first day.
So I don't know. It might be a little bit busy for you. Maybe we'll see if we can work out something next week, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever's convenient for you. But I'd love to hear from you as to how the first day or two has gone.
You know, I'll come on. We can talk about it, but I'll come on. As long as it's later.
Yeah, for sure.
We can make it work.
Sounds good to me. So we will have Candi back more likely than not next week. Looking forward to it. But thank you so much for blessing the program as always. And we look forward to chopping it up with y'all next time. Until then, I'm your man, Louie T. For our girl, Candi Waller from Bowie TV. You guys have a great night. God bless. Peace. Oh, hold on. Got one more comment, right? But I just having to look down, TJ. I just having to look down. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Who writes? Terry. Oh my God, what are we doing here? Get out of here, TJ. Get out of here. You made me come back. You made me come back for that. Get out of here, man. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. What are you, TJ? What are you doing, man? We just talked earlier. I think it was earlier or maybe yesterday. I might be mixing up my days. TJ, get some sleep, man. Go to sleep. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. What are we doing? What are we doing, TJ?